This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me to the end, okay? I think this is going to be one of the most important videos I've ever made because it represents generations. It represents timelines. It represents the people who were geniuses, the people who were multifaceted, multi-talented, but due to circumstances and their environments, they weren't able to branch out and see the full potential of who they are outside the constructs of what is profitable for corporate America. You see what I'm saying? In the last video, we talked about the euthanasia chain. Okay, we talked about the euthanasia chain and what it represents. And what the euthanasia chain genuinely is Tupac's attempt to branch out from, the hip hop industry and explore other avenues of his mind, his heart, his spirit, right? Where Euthanasia was a production company that, that poetry, there was poetry involved, there's publishing, there's film writing, script writing, hip hop music, like just the entire spectrum of what it is to not only be a human being, but be a human being who had to struggle to come up from where you came from in order to shine and survive. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to be talking about how that influenced Kendrick Lamar and how Kendrick Lamar is going to complete the mission. I don't want to say looking to complete the mission because I want to put that energy out there that he will. You see what I'm saying? And he might already have. Now, in order to understand the similarities, we have to understand the rose that grew from concrete and a good kid, m.a.a.d city. There's not much a difference between the two. You see what I'm saying? First of all, let's read this first stanza of the rose that grew from concrete. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete, proving nature's law is wrong? It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, so by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. And this is the reality of what it is to be black and feel neglected, feel like you're not seen, feel like because of the experiences or the circumstances that maybe your parents went through. Tupac's mother was a crackhead, and having to live and deal with these circumstances and still be expected to survive and thrive and all this different stuff, but not be credited the same way somebody who didn't have to go through that would be. You see what I'm saying? The geniuses who were trapped. The concrete is the projects. The concrete is the unfortunate circumstances, the mental illnesses, the gangs. The rose represents the beauty of the human being before they were influenced by that environment. Same thing with Good Kid, m.a.a.d city. Same thing with Good Kid, m.a.a.d city. Good Kid, m.a.a.d city represents what it is to be a genius, to be a creative, to be empathetic, to be compassionate, but grow up in an environment that shuns all of those things. But grow up in an environment that looks at all those things as weak. But grow up in an environment that persecutes you for wanting to be anything outside of being a rapper, a basketball player, or somebody who is, etc., or committing activities in the streets. And that's the core of the inspiration. These ideas. Like even when we talk about thug life, a lot of people don't know this is an acronym. Thug life. The hate you give little infants fucks everybody. And what that means is the reality of this country and what they taught us. All they taught us and showed us was murder, violence, stealing, theft. This is things that our government does on a daily basis. This is things that the police do on a daily basis. And they're cheered on for it. But then when we are a reflection of America, we're criticized as human beings. And that's the crazy thing, is that unless you got a suit on, unless you're in a higher position, these things are deemed as irredeemable, criminal, all this different stuff. However, we're just a reflection of what you are, what you created, and what you showed us. You see what I'm saying? Now, what I think this chain also represents is the lost souls, the people who can't speak for themselves no more, the people who can't stand up, the Tupacs, the DMXs, all these different people who never got to fully take advantage of all the different avenues that God gave them, all the different gifts that God gave them. You see what I'm saying? Because they were forced into a box. You feel me? And even when we look at this chain and we start talking about Kendrick Lamar and his influence, Kendrick Lamar got the pgLang chain. That's just the surface level of it. You see what I'm saying? Because pgLang also represents the multi-dimensional, multifaceted spectrum of black creators. You feel me? When we look at pgLang and we look at what pgLang has accomplished, right? And for me, it looks like what Tupac could have done with euthanasia. The people, just imagine if Tupac was able to live and he start putting movies out. The way he talks about his music, imagine if he started putting movies out, putting these real instances that happen with us in our community that the world don't know about in these movies, writing movies. You know what I'm saying? Inspiring kids to do poetry, inspiring kids to want to be a screenwriter, inspiring kids. That's what pgLang is doing, is on the way to doing. You see what I'm saying? I think everything that we're seeing right now from the rap beef. Matter of fact, let's just read this real quick. pgLang is number 15 on the list of the world's 50 most innovative companies of 2025. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? People say, oh, you talk about Kendrick too much, you might be glazing. I don't know. That makes me happy, man. I don't know what to tell you. That makes me happy to see, you know, an innovative production company created by black men, two black men who came up together in the projects, built something greater, and turned it into something else to teach and to show and to express. You see what I'm saying? But when Kendrick Lamar took the field for the Super Bowl halftime show in February, it was a culmination of an extraordinary stretch for the Pulitzer Prize winning rapper. The performance, which delivered verbal and visual bravado, Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam, a subversive commentary on American patriotism, and a record 133.5 million viewers, capped a run that began last April when Lamar and Drake rekindled their decade-long rivalry. You see what I'm saying? And a few months later, pgLang dropped Lamar's critically acclaimed album GNX, released a hypnotic music video for the single Squabble Up, and announced a tour. You see what I'm saying? And over the past couple of years, Lamar and Free have been establishing pgLang through music releases, design collaborations, and brand partnerships, including with Chanel and Converse. The company is partnered with Global Citizen on Move Africa, an ongoing concert series in Africa aimed at promoting local economies, and it's produced viral campaigns for Cash App. The company put billionaire investor Ray Dalio in the 2022 commercial to talk about the importance of investing in yourself. Last year, pgLang featured rapper Doechii chatting about savings from a barbershop share. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the beauty of what I believe Tupac could have created, and I believe that Kendrick Lamar is I truly believe that Kendrick Lamar is walking around with this on his mind. And the reason why I think that is because when he created GNX, the whole album is an ode to those who are no longer here, to those who paved the way. Influenced by the Nas's of the world, like Man at the Garden, Tupacs of the world, reincarnated. Even the storytelling is DMX, Hell is Hot. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's continuously looking to teach. They're continuously looking to create from a position of expressing your full capacity as a human being with all the gifts that God gave you. You see what I'm saying? And I think Tupac with euthanasia was trying to accomplish that. But in his situation, you got to think about it. You got to charge. You got to be in Rikers for years, and you got to sign the death row if you want to get out of Rikers. And it's like, that's the trap. You feel me? They put him in that trap, but Tupac did what he could with releasing the music, recording the music that was a lot more, I want to say positive. That was a lot more informative. That was a lot more compassionate and connecting than what he was releasing when he got out of jail. You see what I'm saying? And that's how he beat the game. And he inspired people like Kendrick Lamar who are now running this generation. You see what I'm saying? And even when we go to the chain, we go back to the chain. I think in years to come, we will look at this chain as an extremely important figure in the history of not only hip hop, but black history. And it's hard to recognize black history in real time because the world doesn't like black history. They just like black entertainment. So even when history is happening in real time, they're not going to deliver the story as if it's happening in real time. They're not going to deliver the story as if we are witnessing history. They can't, because history is the most important thing we got. That's why they wipe it. That's why they rewrite it. That's why even though Kendrick Lamar beat Drake, the Machine, against all odds, they created the narrative to make it seem like Kendrick Lamar is the Machine. Because Kendrick Lamar can't be the guy who saved hip hop and then went on to do movies and all this different stuff. They don't want that to happen. He's too much from the culture. You see what I'm saying? But unfortunately, Kendrick Lamar's influence is so great, they kind of gotta rock with him for now. You see what I'm saying? Because he's the only one that truly built his foundation on one of the only ones that built his foundation on true fandom, true support, etc. Right? And when I look at all these accomplishments that pgLang has carved, I've been emotional a few times doing this video. I don't know if y'all could tell, but there's another thing that gets me emotional. Most innovative companies 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, highest rated in history. Dave Free wins Grammy for Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar wins 5 Grammys for Not Like Us. Super Bowl, you know what I mean? Like, and you go all the way down and you look at this stuff and it's like, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, man. It's just like documenting the history of what's possible. And now, I'm not sure if some of y'all know who Neely Fuller Jr. is, but it just made me think of something. Neely Fuller Jr. is somebody who's dissected the ideas of white supremacy. And one of the ideas of white supremacy is to put certain figures at the top of the game to make people think that racism and all that stuff is gone because Kendrick Lamar is shining. And when Kendrick Lamar is up there still talking about this stuff, it reminds you that just because Kendrick Lamar is up there don't mean that this stuff doesn't exist no more. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, people don't look at it as if this is inspiring people to want to write poetry. This is inspiring people to want to make movies. This is inspiring people to want to be creative directors and all this different stuff. And they don't want us to understand our full capabilities. Because our full capabilities is us being the most influential people on the planet. Even when they use our art to destroy, you see the influence. But nobody thinks, well, if it was positive, it wouldn't be as influential. That's false. If it was positive, or it would still be influential. And I don't even want to say positive because I don't believe in, I just believe in humanity. And being truly human, which is me being authentic to you. And that's what pgLang and Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free are doing. You see what I'm saying? With showing you what is possible when you maximize the creativity that is in your body and maximize God's gifts. And I think that Tupac represented that to the fullest. With the Rose That Grew From Concrete, with the movies, with his acting, with the songs, with the poetry. And I really am proud of Kendrick Lamar for what he's been able to show people. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm still uploading this. I don't give a fuck. It's beautiful, bro. Just think about all the people we lost, the people in your family, the people you know who were gifted, talented, and they died, they went to prison, strung out on drugs. They couldn't live to be what they could have been. And I think it's our job to maximize the gifts God gave us to live for those people. And I think that's what Kendrick Lamar is doing. I think Kendrick Lamar is taking a stand for the people who wore the good kid in the Mad City, who wore the roses that grew from concrete, and survived. And that's why it's important to protect this thing that we love, hip hop. That's why it's important. I'm still uploading this. I don't give a fuck, bro. People gonna say whatever they want to say. I don't give a fuck, man. But that's all I want to talk about. Shit is beautiful, man. Shit is beautiful to see, bro. We shout out to Kendrick Lamar for protecting hip hop, for protecting Tupac's legacy, protecting what we created. Because so many of our ancestors had to see jazz fall, had to see rock and roll fall, had to see all this different stuff that we created fall. And I'm just appreciating that we got to reset and we get to start over. You know? And all I want to do as an individual is maximize my capabilities, maximize my talent, and leave Earth knowing that I left everything on the table. That's all. Content creating. I want to write a book. I want to act. I want to make music. I want to do all these things before I'm gone. And I think everybody, it's hard for people to want to do that when all you can do is survive. You can't, when you're in survival, you can't think of all the things that you're capable of. And hopefully we create a world where people can focus more on the quality of their life and not surviving. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Also, if you love Tupac's Brenda's Got a Baby, you know, I write music like that from my heart too. Like I got the song called Vocal Cords of a Broken Woman about, you know, some very important women in my life and storytelling. And I don't need 1 million views. I don't need none of that. I just want to touch people's hearts the way these people touch my heart. You know? So, 3 minutes of your time, go check it out. If you don't want to check it out, that's fine. If you want to go listen to my music on Spotify and all that, check that out. And I'm you know, I appreciate everybody that's been here. I don't got the greatest quality and the greatest production and all that different stuff, but I'm appreciative that y'all still want to hear what I got to say. So, love y'all. I'm still uploading this. I don't give a fuck. And I hope y'all have a good day, bro.